So alt insert test method, and I will write the first test map operation using Spark RDD count. Okay, and I also prefer to have a display name here. So at display name, and here I will write the same thing in better English. Test map operation using Spark RDD count method. Okay, so this is what we have created now. Let's try to save some space. I will just copy from here something, and then we'll make some changes. So copy this. So it's almost it's common everywhere that we create a Java Spark context from the Spark conf object that we created here, and then I will here I will change some data here. So I will remove this parallelize without number of slices. Let's take it default because we have only got 100,000 of string objects in this data. And after calling this parallelize method, it will create this our RDDs now. Now we will do a benchmarking here where we'll try to calculate how much time it took for doing this map operation using RDD count method. So here, let me change this. So I will completely do this change, and I'll call a map method here. And this map, I will take the length of each string created, because we are creating this string of random, like inclusive from 0 to 9. So that's why it would be of varying length. So what I'm doing is that I will just map this string to its length, and then I will just count it. Okay. This is going to give me the long. I will mark it as str length. Okay. And then I will just do an assertion here. So assertion would be assert equals. Then whatever the data that we have, it would be of same length. Str length. Okay. And let me remove this. We don't need this operation. And here I will change it. I will use number of iterations because we have already marked it here as 10. I'll use this and number of iterations here as well. Okay, and so I will change here because we're using count method. Time taken. So guys, let's revise what we have done. So we have created this list of string of data, and we have filled it with random strings of length 0 to 9 using this thread local random current next int as a count, and using this random string utils method from Apache Commons using this random sq method. And once we are populating this with this list of string of data of size 100,000, then we are creating the Java Spark context from the Spark conf that we have created. And then we create this RDD using the parallelize method. And now we are benchmarking this here in between. What we're doing is that 10 times we are running it and trying to take the average of the time taken. But this is the most important part that we are trying to demonstrate in this unit test, that for this RDD, because this is a Java RDD which is containing 100,000 of string, we are mapping each of the data to the length of it. For example, if one string is having a length of 3 or 4 or 5, whatever, that string would be created with the it will be transformed or mapped to its size. And finally, because map we know that is a narrow transformation, it is a lazy operation. We need a terminal operation or an action to perform so that the Spark can perform this mapping. That's why we actually use this count method as our first method, which is an action. And once this is encountered, only then this map operation would be taking place. And so what we are doing is that although we have got this RDD and then we are mapping it to a new RDD, so a new RDD would be created. And in that RDD, it would be all those 100,000 length of those strings. So it would be actually a number. So that new RDD was created, and then we count that that what is the size of that RDD, the new RDD which is created after this mapping. And we expect that because this count would be exactly same as the data that we are having, the string data that we are having in this original RDD. So that's why we expect that even for this, the new RDD which is created out of the mapping, the size would be same, which would be 100,000. So this is what we are doing. Okay, so let me actually create a debug point here. So instead of running it first, we'll debug it and see that what's the data which is going inside it. So I'll click on this debug method, we create a breakpoint here. So it should be running now, and we can see that what's there in the data and what's showing up now. So normally it takes some time to initialize stuff, and okay, so it's running now. Okay, so it has here in our debug point. So if you see that in this data, right, if I just hover over here. Okay, so there's a size of 100,000, and as mentioned that if I just expand it, we can see that there are a lot of various type of strings created between ASCII 32 to 126, whatever, and it has got variable length. For example, this string is having length of 2, one is having 1, this string is having like around 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 around. Okay, so this is the variable size of data length which is created. Okay, and when we call this parallelize method, it will create this Java RDD with having string. And then as discussed, it will map it to a new RDD containing the length of each of the strings. And then we do a count, which we expect that it should be same as 100,000, which is a data size. Let me run this now. I will click on the resume button here, and then it will complete. It's already run now, so it took around 448 milliseconds. Let's run it one more time, and then we'll conclude this unit test. So completed now. It took 74 milliseconds because, of course, we're not debugging it. Debugging it has got its own it takes extra time to debug any code. So I will just remove it now. So this is what concludes this unit test. So in the next video, we will cover some more unit test case with a different type of terminal operation to be done. So see you all in the next video.